How'd I already get rewards points? I already got rewards points. I didn't been on like 3 minutes. Good for me. Let me see if everything is working first though, because it's still loading. I do gotta sneeze potentially. I do. That was a sneeze. Hopefully only one. There might be another one. Hold on. See if we're working. Hello, hello, hello. All right. Right when the audio, I can hear the audio as me sneezing. We're here. Another MyGM episode. I'll apologize because I will say this. I will say this. This is a good problem to have. Is I really like this mode and I really like making these videos. My issue, and I'm saying it in quotations, is I make way too many way soon. Like the day I'm filming this, I just uploaded the newest episode. And I will be honest with y'all, I've been waiting to make another episode because the last time around we lost in the fan. We're behind. We're second place in the fans to ECW. So I've been ready to come back here to get the fan advantage again. We're still in first place because we have 8 GM trophies, while ECW only has 7. Granted, they could get another one anytime soon, so that's why I'm trying my darndest to get back in the fan advantage. Now, I do have an idea in mind. I just don't know if we'll be able to execute it. And that is simply doing a bunch of casket matches to close out this month of Season 3. As I already do have some draft plans. So, this is the ending of Season 3. Our third WrestleMania. And our 4th WWE draft. So we got a lot to get through. Enough of me rambling. Let's actually get things going on. Mick Foley is our WWE champion, but by the end of show 21, that will probably not be the case because Cody Rhodes is fixed to win this match. So don't think there's anything too much to go with. So let's go ahead and get it started because I already have all this wrote down as well. Bunch of charity promos, bunch of backstage brawls, and 2 title matches. And a new champion, that being Sol Ruka. Good for her. Will that be a long-term thing? I don't know just yet. I also think, and this is me thinking way ahead, good for Jacob Fatu. This Melo is out for 6 weeks. I don't like that. Think ahead. I think that whenever we do our draft, it would benefit us. I know that Julia's not going to be happy with that because Julia requested to win her next match, and obviously she didn't, so sorry, Julia. And she didn't win on SmackDown this week. She lost her title, so things could be worse. What was I getting at? Whenever we do our draft, I think it makes the most sense to protect and keep RVD because we can't draft him because he's a legend. So I'm going to try to keep RVD with one of our protected draft picks. Also, I want to be intrigued to see. I'm going to go. Where's Andrade? Okay, finally he lost stamina. He's been at 100 stamina. Even after matches, he's still at 100 stamina. So now he's went down 1, but at least he went down some. As we had the best matches of the week. The worst thing that came out of this was Carmelo getting hurt, but we do have a bunch of injury rehab cards that I don't really want to have to use. But if we have to, we will. So ECW still ahead for the moment. Okay. I don't remember Montez. I don't remember what Montez did to get suspended. I thought he was just like vetoed for the week. Okay. Have at least one gauntlet match this week. This would be good. Should be good. All right. Thing 1. I really want to make one of these improvements, but I can't do that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That's the best way I could put that. I want to do the cask. I want to get the lead first and then make one of these improvements. But by the time that we potentially get the lead, we're probably not going to have the money to make one of these improvements. That's the issue we're at right now. Granted, we only get like a plus 2,000 fan advantage if we do this one. So thing one, obviously, is how many fans do you get with a casket match? Only plus 20,000. Okay. I think we're going to do me, Chin, and Julia in a casket match. Doesn't make the most sense. It only makes sense in the sense that neither one of them are happy with me. And we might be getting money back if Julia loses. It's not that much, though. That's the issue there. So I'm going to think this through. We're definitely doing one casket match, though. I will say that. The other thing, the other issue, and I'm saying this in quotations, is obviously if we do 2 more, we get this power card for a high-rated casket match. We would hypothetically need that 3rd casket match to be one with like lower talent. That way, using the power card's worth it. Because for example, whatever we do, Penta and Jacob Fatu, which will more than likely be either at our go home episode or at WrestleMania, I'm not gonna need the power card. I feel because that's gonna be like 2 of the higher talents. It's already gonna get a high rating. So I feel like I'd be wasting the power card a little bit there. So there is the issue with that. Is I would hypothetically have to be booking like 4 casket matches. And I don't even really have that many low-tier talents anymore. So that is also the crazier thing with that. I think our main event, extremely risky. But 4-way matches this season are like half off, I believe was the thing. Sol Ruka, Gigi Dolan. I think Gigi would be fun one here. Stephanie Vicker and Rhea Ripley with the title. I think this is a good main event. I will say this is a good main event. And it gives us... I could put Julia... only reason I want to put Gigi in this match and not Julia is that it's 2 faces, 2 heels. Instead of being 3... I don't know. I think Gigi's a little bit more valuable than Julia than us. You know. That's the issue we're at now. Do we put Gigi... or Julia in what match? That is the issue we're at now. I'm still thinking about it. One of these two, they will be competing. Both will be competing. I just don't know in what match just yet. Everybody else also, again, has low staminas, which is not the best thing. I think we're going to do Jacob Fatu and Penta. And I think we're going to do them in a regular match this week. Hopefully could do them in a stipulation in the coming weeks. We'll put the title on the line here. And then Trick and Montez could do a backstage brawl with charity promos from everybody else over here. Braun Breaker. See, I wish that AJ's stamina was a little bit higher. I will admit that. Because I would have done... Braun. There's probably a way I could fix that. I don't know just yet. Because everybody's stamina is low, obviously. Cody, charity promo. We're probably not booking Cody until WrestleMania in a match because he's got a 0 stamina. My idea, obviously, for Mania was to do Rhea versus Stephanie Vicker and Cody versus Braun Breaker. And I think the idea is that we're probably just going to do Braun Breaker and AJ as a rivalry until Mania. That way we could do Cody and Braun there. With the potential of that being a triple threat with AJ thrown in. I don't know just yet. But AJ, I also think, is going to be our representative in our brand showcase match. So there's that as well. We also don't really have any plans for LA Knight. He might be our backup plan for our brand showcase. So next week... we'll probably do a backstage brawl with Kevin Owens and Mick Foley. A match with AJ and Braun. RVD's kind of just lingering around. How many fixed matches do we have? We just used. All right, we have one. And we just used one. So there is that. So if Julia leaves, we don't even really get that much money. She also hasn't won a match this season, which I feel is a lie. And a bit sad. A bit hilarious, a bit sad. So maybe she'll earn a title shot. If she wins, she earns a title shot. If not, the winner gets nothing. If she loses. Sneeze number 2. Okay. Try to keep everybody in bubble wrap with also like pushing them around and putting them in dangerous matches. So, opening contest, Penta versus Jacob Fatu for the U.S. title. Fun fact about Jacob Fatu is that I purchased a WWE Elite Greatest Hits Jacob Fatu at Walmart. Because my Walmart, I can't even say they upgraded the figures, but they had the newest Greatest Hits set. Today, the day I'm filming this, I went on an adventure out of town. Mainly to go to a Target. And this is, you can say what you want about me. I really want the Swerve Strickland Target exclusive figure that is based off the Full Gear 2023 match of him and Hangman. It's a great match. It's a great figure. The issue here is that I know the debate. There's been a debate like, online shopping ruined everything. So this figure, as I was speaking, is not for sale on the Target app. If it was, I would have just went and bought it there because it would have made my life a lot easier instead of going to a Target that did not have it and being very pissed off about it. It also did not help that they had a little sticker that said AEW figures are on sale for $13.99. Only have one, and it'd be a John Moxley figure, which I like John Moxley. I got enough John Moxley figures, so I was a little bit salty about that as well. I also don't know if you do a gauntlet match and you put it in order of these competitors to these competitors, if like they come out that way. I would imagine that's how that works, but I'm not 100% certain. So I'm writing it all down. So long story short, and the main reason I was telling y'all this as well is because I'm wearing my Swerve Strickland shirt. So it would have been just a full circle moment where only half the circle is filled and the other half is a bunch of scribble lines. And also, wow, these are acting up. Also, this is really getting off subject. Extremely hot. We are in November, and it was like 70 degrees. With the weather tomorrow, like the high is like 40. So I don't know how this weather is operating. So Julia wins. So that is a good thing for her. Good for her. Good for her. I think we'll give her a title. We should give her a title shot next week. But I'm not guaranteeing it. Trick wins here and is out for 7 weeks. Now, what sucks the most about this is that our Mania plans were for Trick and Melo to face the Street Profits for the tag titles. That is the main issue there. Now both of them are out for 6 to 7 weeks, and I did not even mean to say that. Which makes that a lot more hilarious. I also did not expect Gigi Dolan to win that match, so good for her. Poor opening. All right. 4,405,000. Which also, this is funny because when I started this series, I had the joke like, "Oh, we're here to save SmackDown," and we had like a good couple week stretch of good episodes in real life. I think they're only ahead by 10,000. I was half-ass paying attention. Okay, we're catching up. So when I started the series, I was half joking It's also funny this is in Utah. Okay. Apparently, all that charity work is paying off. We just got a surge of new interest on our social media. Thanks for SmackDown spending all the time and money spent on good causes. Looks like you gained an extra 12,000 fans. All right, Braun, you will be in a match this week with AJ. I can say that. Okay. We're about to do something very hilarious that y'all will understand. I should have bought that fixed match card. Granted, we only have one more week, and next week we're probably not even going to need a fixed match card if we're being honest. The funny thing that we're about to do. We're fixing this match to where Rhea wins. Also, like I told y'all, I wanted to make one of these upgrades, and we cannot do that because of money. So it's trying to do the thing of trying to do both sides, but I'd rather get ahead than to make those upgrades, because at some point we will. At some point we will. We need to get ahead of the fans, which we're very close to that. Now back over here, though. Thing one. I don't really know who we need to. We're going to use this power card next week. On who, just yet, I don't know. I will say that. Who does this need to be used on? Probably ECW, because they're kind of in the middle of everything. They're ahead of us on the fan. Actually, we got we're back ahead of the fans now. That is good. This is what I was wanting. Accomplished our main goal, but we, we need to get more. That is, put it that way. Now back over here. I'll say we need to use this for ECW next week. Because next week is the go-home show. That's thing one. Thing two, still can't use any of those. I'm going to go ahead and use this. I thought I had two of these. I was going to use them back-to-back weeks. Prevent the effects of the first power card. Do we go ahead and use this one for next week? I think because we have more options for Mania and not necessarily next week, we are going to go ahead and use this one this week. So there's that. And we're going to use this on Rhea this week. And then also, we're using a lot of power cards this week. There's a good thing about having so many. We're going to use this one on Rhea, obviously. So, lastly, I'm going to use this one next week. I'll save this one for next week. If there's any other, I don't know. I told Braun and AJ they will have a match. Down here, we should put RVD in a match. I just don't know against who just yet. Maybe Mick Foley? With Kevin Owens interfering? RVD and Mick Foley, Kevin Owens, the special ref. What is the challenge this week? Schedule a run-in on your most popular star. Who is our most popular star? Gigi Dolan, which is... honestly speaking, we could do that. I don't even know if... Can you do a run-in on a casket match? I don't know which one makes the most logical sense. I guess Stephanie for Kerr. I'm only doing this to get that power card, because that could help us in the future. Lastly, down here, what sucks is everybody is... I said I was going to give Julia a title opportunity because she won last week, so I did say that. So I'm not trying to book as many stip matches this week. Save them for next week. So Cody, another charity promo. LA Knight, another charity promo. And Montez Ford, a charity promo. So I'm all right with this episode because we don't really have enough for a back. Do we have enough for a backstage brawl? We don't. What power card do we have that we like potentially help a match? I'm reading the chat now. RVD and Kevin Owens, please. You know what? Just for your sake and your comment, we're gonna do this. All right. If I had Mick Foley helping RVD, Kevin Owens is gonna request to face Mick Foley next week or in the future weeks, which we plan on doing that match. The problem is it's probably going to get a low rating, but I don't think it's going to get that low of a rating. And Mick Foley has been like a special guest referee in like so many matches in real life, so I'm okay with it. This will be a good match. I don't think it's happened. I'd fairly say this match has not happened in real life. So we're going to have Mick Foley aid RVD. The only issue is like the face-to-face dynamic. I don't think it's that problem. This is an okay match. I could get Mello. If I used an injury rehab card on Mello this week and the week after, I could get him back for Mania. I couldn't get Trick back regardless. Unless more injury rehab cards popped up, which we probably wouldn't want to spend the money on that. I just don't really know what... I feel that we could probably find a tag partner for Mello to put against the Street Profits, which, again, I don't really know if I want to do that match anymore. So I just actually think I'm going to be an asshole and not use any of them. So we're ahead on the fans, which is the good thing. We're doing a casket match, which is plus 20,000 fans and charity promos. We're probably not going to get to do as many charity promos on next week's show. Might do a couple at Mania. Not 100% certain just yet. But this is an okay episode. Next week we're going to use... I hope that I used... Okay. How many power cards did we use this week? 1. We've used 3. No, we used 4. And hopefully that second one comes into effect on next week's show. So let me write all this down. So the Mania plan for right now... I think next week, I don't know. Because realistically speaking, we need to save Rhea. We need Rhea to be in our showcase match. The brand showcase match. But I really wanted to do Rhea and Stephanie Vaquer. So, I'm still debating on that, I will say. We're probably having RVD in our other brand showcase match. I also forgot about Mick Foley, Kevin Owens. I wanted to do that match. So... there's a chance that Rhea and Stephanie Vaquer does not happen at Mania. So, it's just thinking out loud. Just thinking out loud. Special referee match. RVD versus Kevin Owens. Special ref Mick Foley. AJ Styles, Braun Breaker. No stipulation. I should make this a stipulation match. This is the only one we got money for, so there's that. Roxanne Perez versus Julia, women's U.S. title casket. Nope. Extreme Rules. I wrote down casket already, but I could. Okay. I wrote over it enough to where you couldn't even tell that I wrote casket, which is good. Sneeze. Lastly, Gigi Dolan versus Rhea Ripley women's title casket match. So everybody wins here, and then ends up hurt for 3 weeks. Braun Breaker wins, which is a good thing. Julia wins. Good for Julia. And nobody came out of that injured. Good for Julia. As Rhea wins. And you know what? I'm going to go through this episode. I'm only interested in this main event. The opening match seems okay as well. See, why is Miz a face? They're also both. You also both those morales are so low. They got Rowan doing charity promos. If Nikita wants to come out of this hurt, I would be shocked and pissed. That kind of sounded like an asshole statement. Okay. But I only said it because of the 0 stamina. I also feel Nathan Frazier and Omos have been defeated for like 2 straight months. Joe Gacy's still the Intercontinental Champion. Alright. Poor opening. Okay. This will be used in the future. This potentially is going to be used today. Okay. See, look. Okay. So. I don't like that. Okay. This is the thing. I'll say. I'm not obliging to this. So, I don't even think we got that much money out of that, but sorry to Angelo. This is going to hurt to keep her at home. But we might could find something for her to do at Mania. I'm still thinking that through. Okay. Thing 1. This is what I was getting at. I want to know, because I used the power card to block out something for next week. The thing is, it doesn't tell you what it blocks out, and the 2 things that it obviously did it messed me up really bad. So that's thing 1. Thing 2, we're ahead on the fans, which is the important thing. So, we can't get Trick back at all for this season. We're not even getting that much money out of it, so I'm probably not going to worry about that. What do we need to do? Because Stephanie Recur is healthy. Don't we have... Where is Zoe Stark? We have not used Zoe Stark in a minute. I think we're going to have Rhea cut a promo. And I think our issue is to... We're not going to get to do Rhea. We're probably not doing Rhea and Stephanie Recur at Mania. We're at... Next season, I'm saying it out loud, we got to do that match. That's the main match I really wanted to do. I also wanted to do Penta and Kevin. We never got to that either. We could do that, but we got to do Mick and Kevin. So I think our one-on-one matches at Mania are going to be Mick Foley versus Kevin Owens, Jacob Fatu versus Penta. I'm reading your comment. Because I need somebody healthy. The main issue is if Penta wasn't U.S. champion, I think that's a slight issue. I could use an injury rehab and get RVD back this week, but I'm not going to bring him back if I don't have any plans for him. Everybody that's hurt is also a heel. That is the other thing. I wanted to do Cody and Braun Breaker, which there's a chance that we do that match on this show and not at Mania. Because I already said do it Penta and Jacob and Kevin and Mick Foley. The other thing is we need to do a casket match, preferably with two lesser talents, which, again, I want to keep patting myself on the back. Our roster's pretty good. We don't really have any lesser talents. But in doing so, it gives us a reason to use that power card for the lower tier. And then next, when we do the pay-per-view, when we do Mania next week, Penta and Jacob, potentially Kevin and Mick Foley could also be casket matches. With Rhea, Rhea's definitely going to be in our showcase match. RVD, Cody, AJ. That's going to be like our trajectory of who's going to be the male in our showcase match. So, I also forgot about Soruka, but she's sick. That is why she's not here this week. I think that Julia and Roxanne need to be a casket match. It's not, being the most polite about. You know what, actually? Backtracking. Stephanie Vicker and Zoe Stark in a casket match. I should do a Fatal 4-Way Women's U.S. title match with them, but just to fill out match card space, that's why we're doing this how we are. I also wish that we had a fixed match, but losing out on one of them is not the biggest deal because the draft's coming up. But I'd prefer to keep Stephanie Vicker in the good graces, in quotation. So, there's also a chance that we make both of these matches a casket match, but I'm not guaranteeing that. So, Cody versus Braun Breaker versus AJ for the WWE title. I'm okay with this. I already forgot what I said our main event was going to be. It should be Mick Foley versus Kevin Owens, but their staminas are so low, it is concerning. We need to bring RVD back. Maybe him versus Jacob. I'm not 100% sure. We need to use LA Knight, because we have not used LA Knight in an actual match in a minute. We're definitely having Rhea in a charity promo. That is for certain. And I already said that we're probably not going to do as many charity promos on this episode. I don't really know who LA Knight could go against. This is the issue here. Because worst case scenario, he's just going to be doing a charity promo. So if I said we're doing this match, what stipulation we'll still determine. LA Knight needs a match. Montez Ford, I think, logically speaking, we're probably going to do Kevin and Mick Foley in a straight-up match. And then at the pay-per-view, they're going to be at a stipulation match. Or a casket match, probably. So, I'm going to set these two here and hope nothing happens. Jacob and Montez, I would imagine, is what we need here. Unless if I scrap that and do another casket match. We don't have enough money. We only have enough money for one casket match. Correct. I don't really need this match to be Backstage Brawl. All right. We're gonna put this in a stipulation. I just don't know which one just yet. And then I don't really need this is gonna be our casket match. I'm set on this being a casket match. I don't need any of these people or these people getting hurt, so that's why we're leaving them as normal matches. This could be a stipulation, but I need to determine what to do. Montez, and I also forgot about RVD. I will say that. Because RVD is the only person, RVD and Mello, I could use the injury rehab on. But I wouldn't get Melo back till next week. I could get RVD back this week. The issue is I don't know what stipulation. If Jacob Fatu, what about? Look, all right, I'm reading the chat. There's someone in the chat. Lord West 11. Revive RVD and put him in a match with LA Knight. Yeah, but I'd rather have LA Knight do a charity promo because he's done the best charity promos. Melo, if I did that for Melo, he's going to be back next week. We don't really need him next week. Is why I'm saying all of that. The issue, and I'm saying this in quotation, if Jacob was the U.S. champion, I could do Jacob versus LA Knight versus RVD versus Montez in a U.S. title match. The reason we can't do that now is obviously Jacob isn't the U.S. champion. Penta is. So we could do that match. There's just no stakes ahead in that match. Unless we're just hypothetically saying the winner is number one contender versus Penta. Again, logically makes sense that it would be Jacob. Hopefully it would make sense it would be Jacob. We're also screwing ourselves out of a charity promo. So I will say this. We're bringing RVD back this week. We're going to use the injury rehab on RVD since we're guaranteed to get him back. As much as I like Trick, we're probably not. I'm just going to be stingy and release him and get the money out of it with plans to draft him. So there is that. So back over here, because Fatal 4-Way matches are not as expensive, we could hypothetically hire someone for the week if we had enough money. I don't know. I don't want to screw over because we need to put this match in a stipulation. I want to put these two in an Iron Man match. I don't really want RVD getting hurt because RVD is supposed to be. We have so many plans. RVD, LA Knight, Jacob Fatu, Montez. Can I, Jacob Fatu, and Montez, we don't have enough for a backstage brawl. Probably just, do I have enough to do RVD and LA Knight with charity promos? I think I do, which is the boring way out of it. But fan-wise, helps us out tremendously. So I will admit it is kind of boring. We still have 4 injury rehab cards. I said I was going to use this, but to be honest, a lot of the matches that we're doing this week are not that expensive. And I don't think it's that dramatic. I'm glad that I looked here and remembered to use this. Got to use this. And we're going to use this for this week because we cannot use one of them next week. And I think that both the casket matches I have planned at Mania, we wouldn't really need that power card with it. I'm going to use this for Stephanie Vecker. Anything else? They're probably, logically speaking, we could use this for anybody. I'm going to use this on ECW since they used it on us this week. And you did recommend to use this. We're going to use this on ECW. And hopefully that matters. I imagine that it will. I want to use one more. I just don't know which one just yet. Because I can never use these because nobody ever gets hired on these other shows. So there is that. All right. I'm all right with this. Number one contenders U.S. title match. Jacob Fatu versus Montez Ford. And because of the stunts that Angelo Dawkins did, I do not plan on drafting him next season. Montez Ford does not rule you out of getting drafted next season, but Angelo Dawkins probably will not be drafted. I might have called him Montez Ford as well, which I apologize for. Do we have anybody else? I don't think we do. We don't. Sol Ruka, technically, but not really. Stephanie Vicker, Zoe Stark, casket match. And I have wrote down who and what I plan on. I have several planned draft picks already wrote down. How much of that will be able to happen, I don't know, because with every season, contract prices raise. Cody Rhodes versus Braun Breaker versus AJ Styles WWE title match. Iron Man match, Julia versus Roxanne Perez for the women's U.S. title. And then our main event, Kevin Owens versus Mick Foley, which is the main match that I wanted to do. And the main reason that we drafted, our main reason to draft Mick Foley was to have a feud with Braun Breaker. That never happened. Our backup plan, which to be honest is what we're doing, and is a lot better, was to have a feud with Kevin Owens, which ended up happening. I just don't have a clever name. I also forgot that we got hit with that card, so I don't even know how much some of this stuff matters. With Montez winning and us ignoring that, okay, never mind. Because now one of our matches for Mania is ruined unless there is a injury rehab card, which I know there was one in the shop, and I ignored it. But I also wouldn't have been able to do these charity promos if I bought it. I don't think it was there this week. I think it was there. It was either there this week or last week. Braun Breaker being our WWE champion, I don't have a problem with that. Roxanne Perez wins back the women's U.S. title and is out. I probably should have put that as the main event. And that's just me speaking like afterwards. I'll take that. Nobody got hurt out of this match. Good. We'll go through these episodes. I shouldn't. But I'm intrigued to see what happens over here. You should not get a high rating. You got 4 stars, but that's just me being hopeful. So we're about to do our 3rd WrestleMania. Nikita Lyons also came. I guess they used the injury rehab card on Nikita Lyons, and got a better match than Mick Foley and Kevin Owens. Okay. I don't even think, I was about to say, I didn't even think Eric was on the same show as IFR, but he is. They've been feuding for the entire season, and I think a lot of last season as well, to only get a 4-star match on the go home. Please let Chris Sabin win. How hilarious. This is also a title match. Last show. I was about to simulate it. This is the last one. Okay. Now we're at WrestleMania. Poor finale. Probably should have put these in the main event, but again, didn't really know until Top Gun. Also, not a lot of money going into this Mania. Hilariously enough. Decent fan advantage. That hurts. That hurt a lot. That, okay. He's not even the Jam champion. Okay. Now they did every single roster. Okay, that. I think every roster member every brand just hurt us. Okay. Rhea not being used sucks. Penta's definitely going to be in a match. All right. Thing one is Kevin Owens and these two in a casket match. We don't even really have enough for a charity promo, so we might not even do this as a casket match anymore, to be honest. Because this, I plan on Penta. Who all could we put in this? You know what? I think we're gonna have RVD as our representative in this match. While over here, Braun Breaker. Who all would it make sense to be used in this match? Thing one as well is that we don't. If there was a silver rehab card, I would have used it on Jacob Fatu. That we could have done Jacob and Penta, but obviously there is not. Okay. I think we have to do Sol Ruca this match. I'm putting all my faith into Sol Ruca, which in real life I would do. On the game, the only person I'd really put ahead of Sol Ruca is Rhea Ripley, which obviously you see why we cannot do that. Everybody here are faces. So I think that's why I got to put Braun Breaker in this title match. We could go crazy and have a hypothetical scenario where Penta is double champion, which is a bit crazy and unexpected. And I think this is the world I'm willing to live in. I also didn't realize that concluded Braun Breaker and AJ's rivalry, but AJ deserves a Mania match. All three of these guys deserve a Mania match, I will say. With these two doing charity promos. Okay. I think that I'm okay with this. I'm willing to listen to Lord West in the comments. So I'm going to give him like 2 minutes to comment back here. But I think I'm okay with all of this. We could have bring Mello back. We could bring Mello back. But then who would he replace? I just went on like a huge tirade like how all these people deserve a Mania match. I want LA Knight in the match. If Penta wins, I feel that we have to protect him as a draft pick and just have him be a double champion, which is hilarious. Somewhat hilarious. These two in an ambulance match. The only caveat problem is that we're not getting the fan. Can we do these in a backstage brawl? We don't have enough for that. I think us doing the charity promos kind of combats that. Because we have no real reason to do an ad promo because it's about to be a new start of a new season. We don't have to. It's about time we bring Mello back into the game. If that's the case, then what do we do? Because we could, if we bring Mello back, is Mello's promo skill higher than Zoe Stark? It has to be. Zoe Stark is a 2, I think. Yes, his has got to be a 3. Okay, his is a 2, hilariously enough. I'm doing these two in an ambulance match. I think I had them in another match earlier, but I think they were in an ambulance match. We could bring Mello back. I would just have to take one of these guys out of this match, which I don't know necessarily who that would be. Probably AJ, which I don't really want to. It's either AJ or LA Knight. I have this like wild ass concept of having Penta be a double champion, or we could have Braun Breaker do a promo, which I don't. I think we need Braun in the match because he's also a heel. So I will oblige, and we are bringing Mello back, but what he would be doing, I don't know just yet. Okay, there's that. Braun got to come out for Mello. I'm not against that. So it's just a U.S. title match, and we have Braun do a promo instead of Zoe Stark, which helps us out a lot because going into next season, I can protect Braun and have him be the WWE champion. So I'm not against that. So now this is just going to be a U.S. title match. But I want to put Penta in the front because he's the champion. So this only matters to me. We also could put RVD. Oh my god. All right. I'm putting too much faith. I'm putting RVD in our brand showcase match. Logically speaking, he should be in this match. But you know what? Screw it. Actually, LA Knight. We're putting AJ in this match. Which, why he's over here, I don't know. So AJ is going to be in this match for us. Fatal 4-way U.S. title match. Penta, Carmelo Hayes, RVD, LA Knight, and then Braun Breakers do the charity promo over Zoe Stark, which I'm all right with that. I'm all right with this. I should put Mello in this, but I think that LA Knight's done enough charity promos for us. I want to put him in a match. This is an okay U.S. title match. Protected draft picks, as of right now, Braun Breaker, Rhea Ripley, RVD. If we get a fourth one, probably Penta. But definitely those first three. We're putting a lot of faith into AJ and Sol Ruka. I'm fine with all that. I'm going to write all this down. Once it's wrote down, we're going through our third season of WrestleMania. So Sol Ruka representing Smack. I can't even write all that down yet because we don't know the other stuff. So let's go ahead. What was the freaking... I never even looked at the commissioner goal. Schedule a run-in on one of your champions. I don't really care that much, and I'm ready to go ahead and get this done with that. I'm just going to ignore that. We're going to save all this stuff for next season. So I'm all right with all of that. If this was slightly... If we had enough money to buy this, I would buy this and save it for next season, but we obviously don't have enough. We should leave out of the show with a Hall of Fame trophy because we are right there at 4,500,000 fans as well. So I'll acknowledge that. Penta is at a match. Think that we're ready. So, Sol Ruka, Kevin Owens, and Mick Foley. TLC title match. 2 charity promos. AJ Styles. Alright, I'm ready. I like Sol Ruka's chances here. Sol Ruka versus Tiffany Stratton. Representing Raw. She should sell this match for her brand since her morale is low. Versus Bianca Belair of NXT versus Natalya of ECW. And, of course, Natalya wins. I thought it was going to be Bianca Belair, so we are down 1 already. And ECW, if we don't win, ECW wins because they had all the Immortals on their roster. So, ambulance match, Kevin Owens versus Mick Foley. Probably in the thumbnail of the video because I put so much hype into this rivalry. And I'm also glad that we did a casket match on last week's show and got to use the power card because we didn't have enough money to do it for this week's show. And I feel that a nebulous match would be fitting of both of these competitors, with Kevin Owens winning this time around. Okay, U.S. title match. A lot is on the line here. One thing, literally one thing, but Penta versus Carmelo Hayes versus RVD versus LA Knight. Yeah. U.S. title TLC. With Penta retaining. Good on Penta. And RVD getting hurt for 3 weeks. And it completed RVD and Carmelo Hayes' rivalry, which is a bit funny. I don't even know how much money. I don't even know how much Braun Breaker got out of that fan-wise. Shotzi and Bailey win. Jada Parker, I thought they completed their rivalry on the Go Home episode. I guess not. How many matches are on this show? Because there's 10 matches in total. This would be an okay match. 2/3 of this match is okay. I'm not going to specify which one is it. But Jada's a double champion. They got to protect her. They have to draft her to keep her as a double champion. Which is not that crazy of an idea as well. Macho Man wins. Damian Priest gets hurt. Alberto Carrillo is a freaking double champion and losing at Mania. Or now he's not a double champion. Alright, massive match here. AJ Styles versus Alpha of ECW versus Joe Gacy of Raw versus Rosie of NXT. Here we go, AJ. Come on, AJ. Thank you, AJ. Thank you. So sorry. I am so sorry you're out for 8 weeks now. I'm so sorry. I want to win both. I would have liked to win both. But I will take one as opposed to none. So there's that as well. So now we're going to Season 4. Do I ignore my big board that I have wrote down? I'm definitely drafting the first 3 people, which is Braun Breaker, Rhea Ripley, and RVD. Those are going to be our protected picks. We got another Hall of Fame trophy. We only need one more to enter the Hall of Fame. Fan-wise, we're only ahead of ECW by around 20,000 fans, which is a good thing. Slammy Awards. Most Hell in a Cell matches, which I don't even remember how many we had. I only remember Cody Rhodes and Mick Foley. Most backstage brawls. It's kind of bullcrap because we did a lot of backstage brawls as well. As we only got one right here. Well, we're in first place. That's the main thing that matters. Shaq with an average of a 4 out of his 2 matches. Remember he had 1. I think he had 2 though. Season 4 draft. Rhea Ripley. Okay. We can't even protect RVD. How can we protect Mick Foley and not RVD? Hold on. Something doesn't add up here. Braun Breaker, definitely. We're probably going to go with Penta. Because I feel that if we protect AJ, he's going to be out for 8 weeks. I think if we protect AJ, he's going to be out for 8 weeks. If we don't and then draft him, I think he'll be okay. So Rhea and Braun are definites. As much as I love Kevin Owens, he's been on our roster this entire time. I don't know. I think we're going to go with Penta for the sake of keeping him as the U.S. champion. I also don't see Jacob Fatu here, who's going to be, hopefully, a major factor. So, mainly just to keep all these people as champions. That's where we're going to use them. as the protected picks. I will also say this throws my big board for a massive loop because RVD was going to play a massive factor. While RVD is gone, I don't know. It does bother me a little bit. But these are definite. Rhea Ripley, Braun Breaker, WWE champion, Penta, US champion. Braun Breaker, WWE champion. And then Penta, U.S. champion, as Lord West 111 requests Andrade. Who every season I say I want to draft Andrade. I think Andrade and Penta would be a good rivalry. I don't want to really pair them together as a team, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. So I'm going to try to draft Andrade. Our main goal, I want our big rivalries for this season. Braun Breaker, Cody Rhodes, who Cody's probably going to be our first draft pick. Braun Breaker and Jacob Fatu together as a team against Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. Rhea Ripley versus Stephanie McCurr, so we need to draft Stephanie McCurr. So, to be honest, our big board's out for a loop, so I might just be throwing it out the window. So, here we go. Let's get this draft underway. It's been a minute, so we'll see if Puck has not been on our roster in a minute. Okay. Cody costs a lot of money. Randy costs a lot of money. AJ costs a lot of money, which I would like to keep AJ, but I'm not guaranteeing that. I want to go through everybody. Lord Wes also requests Roman Reigns, which is not that crazy as well. I want Dragon Lee on the roster at some point. I will say that. Angelo Dawkins we're vetoing after he tried to take $100,000 from us, $100,000 extra from us. So they've screwed him out of a contract. Potentially, Montez might stay. Trick, where's Mello? Have we passed Mello? Ilya Dragunov, bring back Sol Ruka. I think we're bringing Sol Ruka back. I would imagine we're bringing Sol Ruka back. So, there's Andrade, which I might go ahead and draft him now. But I want to go through everybody first. We need to bring Asuka back, because I said that would happen at some point. I think Rhea and Asuka is okay. Dominic costs a lot of money. I wanted to bring him back. I want Drew McIntyre on the roster. Lord West also requests Javon Evans, which I plan on getting him as well. So, I will admit, everybody I want costs a lot of money. That's going to be the issue. I don't think I'm going to be able to get as many people as I originally hoped. I also don't know why Penta is above Rhea on that list, but I don't think it matters that much. I also did not see Roman Reigns, which is not the best sign that... Okay, here's Roman Reigns down here. Probably going to avoid Roman Reigns. Alright. I want Randy and Cody. Alright, let's listen to this draft order. Cody, Randy, Jacob, Andrade, Sol Ruka, Stephanie McCurr. That's 6 picks. Everybody after that doesn't matter, but I at least have plans for all of them people that I just said. As much as I love AJ, we're probably going to avoid AJ because he costs a lot. I want Dominic back, I will say that. But again, a lot of these people cost a lot of money. So I think we're going to go with that order that I just said. So we're going to start with Cody because we know what we're doing with Cody. So we're going to get Cody now. Okay. Not getting Randy's not the biggest deal. I would be a little bit more upset if we didn't get Jacob Fatu. We're going to get Jacob Fatu now. And worse, I want him to be tag partners with Braun Breaker. I already explained the big rivalry there. So, Jacob Fatu. Kairi Sane would have liked. Not the worst. This is going to cost a lot of money. But again, already established plans. Randy Orton. Mainly because of Lord Wes's request. We're going to get Andrade now, and he's going to feud with Penta. I also Steve Montez. I want my U.S. champion, preferably to be a specialist. That way they could just face anybody in U.S. Open challenges. He also requested Javon Evans, which I will give him credit. Javon Evans is cheap and a high level. I'm going to get him next round. We're going to get... only because I'm right here and I'm listening to a request. We're going to get Javon Evans now. We're getting Stephanie Riccara next round. But Javon Evans is actually good value. Okay. I was staying silent to see who got drafted. So we're getting Stephanie Riccara right now. Which, why she costs so much, I don't know. It hurts. It hurts. Alex Shelley, shout out. He's on the same roster as Saban. El Grande Americano would have been good for, like, funny-wise. I want Asuka back. Asuka probably is our next pick. And then after that, it doesn't matter. I also want Sol Ruka back. Who Sol Ruka could face? I want Lyra Valkyria. I'm not against Lyra as well. Even though she's kind of... anytime she's been on our roster, it's not ended the best. Lola Vice, I think we've had. I know definitely we've had Kalani Jordan. I also forgot about Mello and Trick, who were supposed to be a team. I want Asuka back. I said I was going to bring Asuka back when we got the chance. We got the chance now. We're bringing Asuka in now. All right. Lord West request Alba Fire, who did do well on our roster before. But if I gotta keep scrolling, then I don't know. I think we passed her. Okay, wow, we got it. Oh my god. We're gonna wait. We're gonna wait. We will wait for that one. I want to go through it. We're gonna go through everybody first. I want Julia, but the issue is every time that we have Julia on the roster, she ends up pissed at us. So that's why I'm somewhat avoiding that. Back on the men's side, I want to bring Trick and Mello back. I just need somebody. I want Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee and Javon Evans not the worst team. I want somebody that could team with Javon Evans. Wesley is not the worst. I also don't want, and this is going to sound like a hater take, I don't want a bunch of cruiserweights because they don't mesh well. Because there's just not a lot of giants to draft. Ilya Dragunov, I feel that we can find something for. Carmelo Hayes is up here. I don't think we're drafting anybody above Montez, but I will look at least one more time. I wanted Dominic. I will say I wanted Dominic. Because he did well on our roster the last time, but then we won't have a lot of draft picks, so we'll probably avoid Dominic. Women's wise, Roxanne Perez. I just feel that women's wise, we just keep doing the same thing over and over again, which I'm not the biggest fan of. Because right now, All right. We have not used Dakota Kai at all. Sol Ruka, we might let walk. That way, we're just doing different things. Lyra Valkyria, same thing. So we're probably just going to go with the route of drafting people that have not been on the roster yet. Which Dakota Kai fits that and fits with our roster now. So we're going to go with Dakota Kai. The question is if we bring Sol Ruka back or not. I'm still thinking of that. Jakara Jackson. Where is Lash Legend? I feel has already been drafted. Correct. Tegan Knox has it. Wendy Chu we've not had yet. Why Maurice is an active competitor, I don't know. Okay, Lash Legend is up here. And I could draft her and Jakara. I just don't really know of what team they could go against. Potentially Stephanie Vicker and Rhea. But I also would like Dakota and Asuka to be a team. I don't think that... I think Rhea and Stephanie versus Lash and Jakara sounds a little bit better. Tatum Paxley had a short run on our roster, so I'm willing to draft her and break our rule. But I'm still thinking it out. Men's what? I'm going to look at the men's what. Charlie Dempsey. Why is he so low down here? Pat McAfee, I'm avoiding. Tyler Bates. Obafemi. I just don't really think there's anything for. Dragon Lee, I really want. I'm going to get Dragon Lee potentially teaming him with Javon Evans.
Dragon Lee will showcase his lucha art on a new brand. His high-risk style should play well for this show.
Chelsea Green would have been a good draft pick. Pete Dunne, Bronson Reed, Trick, Ilya, Cedric, Chad Gable, Carmelo, Santos Escobar. Alright, so I said I was not going to draft anybody above Montez. We're probably not drafting Dominic because he costs a lot, as much as I would like Dominic on the roster. Doesn't hurt to look. Miz also costs more money than Roman Reigns. Not a lot, but still more. Shotzi. I almost dropped my controller. Lash Legend. Sol Ruka. Indy Hartwell cost a lot. Who was up here? Tiffany. You know what? We're going to draft Tiffany Stratton. Because we have not had her on the roster yet either. So we need at least one more woman. That way we're even. Men's wise, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So preferably one woman, 2 more men. What woman fits us the best? We're also not going to have enough money, probably. I think we're going to draft Sol Ruka. I want to bring Sol Ruka back. We're doing it. And then 2 more draft picks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we need 2 more draft picks. Alright. Women's wise are okay. Could do better, but we're okay. We need someone for Javon Evans to feud with, or someone for Dragon Lee to feud with. We're going to have to go like here and below. Pete Dunne, I think, would be okay. I think Pete Dunne versus Dragon Lee potentially. And then we need someone for Javon Evans. Ilya Dragunov, I wouldn't mind. I want to bring Mella back, but I would only want to bring Mella back if we're bringing Trick back, which we don't have the money for that. Lord West also wants Cruz del Toro, which I don't know if that's DJZ or is that the other one. Where is Cruz del Toro? Okay, it's the other one. If it was DJZ, I'd probably do it. If Wesley, we didn't have to like level up so much, I would draft Wesley. Obafemi. I think there's something there. I just don't know what just yet. As DJZ is way down here. Obafemi. There's something there. I think we're gonna go with Pete Dunne, and he's probably gonna feud with Dragon Lee. And then what did we have left? Someone to feud with Javon, which Pete Dunne can do that as well. All right. Go up Pete Dunne, one more draft pick, and then we won't have any more money to do anything else. So where's Pete Dunne? Hopefully lower. He is not. I'm only saying I want him to be lower. That way he's cheaper. Which we don't even have a lot of options now. Look at the damn money. The longer this goes on, the more difficult it is because of money-wise. Wesley, Cruz del Toro. We would literally have $5,000 left. So we can't even go above KSI, which I don't even mind KSI, to be honest. Which is just a ha-ha thing, to be honest. Brutus Creed, Angela Dawkins. If it was Montez, I wouldn't do it in a heartbeat, but I'm still a little bit salty at Angela Dawkins. I think Obafemi might be the way to go, because I feel like I have the most potential with him. Unless I want to bring Charlie Dempsey back. And we could do Charlie Dempsey and Pete Dunne versus Dragon Lee and Javon Evans. I'm not that against that. Andy's cheaper. And we wouldn't be completely broke. So at this rate, it's Charlie Dempsey or Obafemi. I think we can get more. I just don't know what to do with Obafemi. As crazy as that sounds, I sound like current data to me. I don't know what to do with Obafemi. Because I don't want to because we already have the main four established. Logically speaking, we could probably do Andrade versus Dragon Lee, Obafemi versus Penta, Cody and Braun, Jacob, Randy. Who did I just say with Javon? Who did I say to Javon? Penta and Oba, Dragon Lee, Pete. So Oba and Javon. We could also bring in Tyler Bate and team up with Pete Dunne. We would have to turn him heel, though. Which, if that was the case, I would just stick with Charlie Dempsey for the cheaper. I think I'm going to go with Obafemi. I feel like I'd be crazy to not get Obafemi. And he was on our Season 1 roster. So, we'll go to Obafemi. We don't have enough for anybody else. And they said you can't draft anybody else. So, thank you for that. All right. See what these other shows do. Charlie Dempsey goes to ECW. They screwed us at RVD. I'm not going to forget about them screwing us at RVD. Michael Cole yelling at us. I'm glad that so many of our champions stayed as well. That's a good thing. I was pleased with your performance at SmackDown last year. No time for complacency, though. I've had meetings with the management at Raw. I'm confident they'll be stepping up. Yeah, you didn't be talking about Raw because they were in last place. Coming at me, brother. There'll be no change this year. SmackDown will be staying at number 1. We're taking nothing for granted, but we expect to be WWE's premier brand again this year. How's the prep going, Aldous? Can't wait to see the battle between ECW and SmackDown this year. Obviously, the likes of Natalya on our books. We think we're going to give SmackDown more than a run for its money. I guess we're going to find out. Hey, Aldous, I just wanted to let you know that I plan on taking... Yeah, I don't really need to be talking to you. You're in last place, like I said. I have the roster and show running capabilities to do it. I don't think SmackDown stands a chance. You really think you could... Oh, my God. Look at the name he put. Nikita Lyons is our competition. That's why you're in last place, Aldous. Or freaking Adam Pearce. You get the point. Penta's very happy with us. Is Penta our top star? Potentially. We got 3, 4, 5 power chords. So, this is going to be the most interesting thing right here. These challenges. Because the moment we get these done, we're going into the Hall of Fame. Because we only need one more trophy. Use 50 talent scout points. Boom. 3 power cards in 1 week. I should have saved on some of those from last week. Hire 5 superstars. I might go the cheap route, just hire those freaking bums that are cheap. But I probably won't. Change the role of 10 superstars. Probably not. 10 submission matches, not impossible. 400,000 on power cards is a lot. Book 15 one-on-one matches, which we had that last time around. Promote 3 superstars to a new rank. I think we could do that very soon because I very rarely make those upgrades. So I think we could do that at any time. 15 one-on-one matches is doable. So 1, 2, 5 shows where every match has a different match type. We should be able to do that, but probably not this week because we don't have a lot of money. We need to do some ad promos. This one I would prefer not to, but not impossible. Probably not definite. So we have 6 that are doable. This one is, but I probably wouldn't. So I'm also trying my darndest to get these done as soon as possible as well. So what is the challenge? Don't book your most popular bruiser. I don't know who that is. Braun Breaker. No, it's actually Rhea Ripley. So we're not going to listen to that, which we don't really have to. I also think we're probably going to do Rhea and Sol Ruka in a match this week. To continue their rivalry. Cody and Braun Breaker as our opening match to continue their rivalry. I also forgot about Penta and Jacob and concluding their rivalry. I did forget about drafting both of those. So we still got some time. Do we have a power card to boost popularity? We have to, or okay, we do. We're definitely using this for Javon because I feel he is way too low here. We need to use 2 more of these. That way, we had that one challenge done. Sure that you'll retain, just for the sake of it, we'll use this one. And then one more. This doesn't really matter that much. I'm kind of pissed off what Raw said to us. So, for the sake of just getting those 3 done, that is why. So, we have one of these done. Boom. We're probably going to do a multi-person match. That way, we have Javon, because, like, Javon, our new stars. Javon, Penta, Obafemi, Dragon Lee. Regardless of what happens, I need Andrade to be a heel. So we're gonna go ahead and get that done this week. And then over here, I want to do. What do we want to do? Our women's division actually is like star. We got a lot of stars. I just don't know which ones are feuding with what yet. Because I wanted to do Sol Ruka versus Tiffany Stratton, which we might just be waiting for that one. Stephanie and Tiffany, Asuka, Dakota. If we did this, we need Asuka to be a bruiser. I also said I wanted Penta in a match. How much is a cage match? I don't think we have. We definitely don't have enough for a cage match. We don't. So maybe just a call out promo of Penta. I don't know if we necessarily need to be like trying to get that rivalry done. I'm okay with the opener match and main event. I'm okay with. We might put a stipulation on it. Probably not this week. Braun Breaker and Cody. Do we have Randy do a run-in? I think Randy doing a run-in. We'll have this for now. Randy doing a run-in. And then up here. Do we do a 4-way match? Or a tag match? Because if we did a tag match, it's going to be the opposite way around. If that makes any... I don't think us doing a tag match makes sense. What did I say? Okay, I think we need to do a triple threat opposed to anything. So Stephanie versus Tiffany versus Dakota. Logically speaking, it would make sense for Asuka to be in the match, but I'm only doing this so we could turn Asuka back to a bruiser and her more than likely feuding with Dakota. So Asuka, Dakota, Tiffany, Stephanie, Rhea, and Soul, because this rivalry is probably not concluding with this match. And then up here, Penta doing a promo, a charity promo. We should do an ad. Okay, he has to do an ad promo because we don't have enough money for a charity promo. Did we also, we did the one where we retained most of our fans, correct? We did. All right. This is an okay episode. Now, I will say this. If I were over here, promote 3 superstars to a new rank. If I did this, is this their new rank or them getting to the 5th point to the new rank? So I think we're going to find that out now. So who would benefit us the most here if we go ahead and do this? I think Asuka would be better in no-holds-barred matches. So if I did that, then went over here. Okay, that doesn't count. So how many people are near a new rank? Javon is right there. Oba is right there. And Penta's right. Or Pete Dunne is right there. So that's 3. And Tiffany. So, again, we should be able to get that one done fairly quick. This one is probably just going to be a waste of money. But we could probably get it done somewhat soon. These 2, at least. These are doable. It's just the fact of when we're getting them done. So, they will be done. I just don't know when. So, I'm trying to keep this going for 2 more minutes. And we'll end at an hour 30. You'll get a preview of what to expect next time around. So, rivalry-wise, right now, we are Braun Breaker versus Cody. Randy. I don't know who Randy's feuding with because we're going to continue Penta. So, Randy and Andrade are kind of just lingering around until the other rivalries conclude. Because we're supposed to be doing Braun Breaker versus Cody, Randy versus Jacob, Andrade versus Penta, Dragon Lee versus Pete Dunne, Obafemi versus Javon Evans. So we need Javon to also be a specialist whenever we can get that done. It doesn't have to be done this week, but soon we need Javon to be a specialist. And then women's division-wise, Rhea Ripley versus Sol Ruka, Stephanie Victoria versus Tiffany Stratton, Dakota Kai versus Asuka. I'm okay with all that. It just sucks that our tag champions more than likely will be enthralled with our world and or U.S. titles whenever we come to that. So, I'm glad to be back ahead in the fan-wise. I'm glad that we're going to be moving on to Season 4 already. Only need one more trophy, and we're entering the Hall of Fame. Doesn't mean we're ended, though. Because we got a lot of momentum going on. I will also say, it does suck everybody else's Hall of Fame trophies. They're like right there as well. They're right on our ass. And everybody has more money than us. Ha ha ha. That's $1 million man laugh. The moment I can make these improvements, I'm going to try. The moment we get like 200,000, we're probably going to improve one of these. Whether it screws with our show or not, I want to go ahead and get it done. I want to end up in a stadium and Coliseum. That is our top priority. It's our second priority. Doing these two are our top priorities. Afterwards, I'm just worrying about the arenas. So we'll get to that when we get to that. Shout out Lord West 111 because he's been here watching the entire time and commenting. I appreciate that. I'll see y'all when I see y'all because I'm out for now. Stay safe. Enjoy everything. Goodbye. I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Bye.